Demetria Clark here, Director of Heart of Herbs Herbal School and Birth Arts International. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that's really important and essential, and it's something that's a top-of-the-mind issue for anyone who's studying or practicing aromatherapy. What is this? Well, today we're going to talk about 3 massive mistakes aspiring aromatherapists make that cripples their business and ruins their reputations. Whoa, what a title, you're probably thinking. But here's the reality. It's true and it's happening. And I'm going to share with you what you can do to make this better. You're probably thinking, ruins reputations? Seriously? How can some individuals practicing unsafely ruin the reputation of a group of practitioners? Well, it's relatively simple. Haven't you seen the information online? Haven't you seen the Pinterest pins? Haven't you seen the suggestions to put a few drops of orange essential oil in baby formula so it'll taste like dreamsicles? These are some of the suggestions that are running wild. These are some of the practices that people are claiming are safe to do. The ingestion of essential oils is not part of the traditional education of aromatherapy. And, for that matter, not a lot of research has been done on this, because when you ingest an essential oil, you are not ingesting the plant. So one of the first massive mistakes that can ruin your reputation and cripple your business is to make unsafe ingestion recommendations of essential oils under the guise of aromatherapy. Most properly trained aromatherapists will never, under any circumstances, make suggestions like blanket ingestion for essential oils. As a customer, that can be one of the first signs that you're working with someone who isn't necessarily a safe practitioner who's formally studied aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is not something that you just pick up by reading a few blogs. Yes, in some ways you can be self-educated, but there are plenty of streams of formal aromatherapy education that come out and say very clearly that they do not advise ingestion of essential oils. This common practice of advising or suggesting individuals to drink essential oil with no regard to health, age, type of oil is very dangerous, and it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate because these are just put out there. It's like saying something like, you can use this for this, and this cures this. When you see some of these things that are put out there, they do say things like, worried about catching Ebola? This will stop the spread of the virus. Worried about cancer? Drink this. Worried about this? Drink this. That's, first of all, that's super unsafe. Second of all, if that was true, we wouldn't have the diseases that we have. There's no great big conspiracy. I know doctors, if they found out that one drop of something could cure something, they would be all over it. Because ultimately, people do want to help each other. So, the first massive mistake that individuals make who want to be aromatherapist is to suggest blanket ingestion and follow unsafe, unsound information on this issue and pass it around indiscriminately. All right, so I know that was a lot to wrap your head around. So basically, here's the gist of everything that I just said, the past 5 minutes. do not suggest blanket ingestion or ingestion at all, for that matter, to clients or potential clients, because there isn't enough research that it is safe, and because we don't have lots of research on the fact that something is toxic doesn't mean that it's safe. All right, are you ready for the second massive mistake that aspiring aromatherapists make that cripple their business and ruins their reputations? All right, here goes. The issue of oil purity. So many people will say to me, well, this is a therapeutic grade, or this is a holistic grade, or this is the purest essential oil that you can buy, and so it's perfectly safe for ingestion. Well, that's not true. First of all, purity is determined by a series of testing. Okay, so the two most common type of testing is gas chromatography and mass spectrometry. So the gas chromatography is also known as gas liquid chromatography. This measures the constituents contained within a particular kind of essential oil by mapping and plotting the constituents onto a graph. So each constituent vaporizes at a different time, and the gas chromatograph machine plots a graph of the results. The other is mass spectrometry. Each compound, after passing through a gas chromatograph machine, is fed into the mass spectrometer. This ionizes the compounds, sorting each by their mass to change ratio, and then measures their molecular weight. And this is then sharded. So these are two tests that are used to verify and identify an essential oil specimen and to test their constituents. So, how can these test results be useful for you? Well, when you look at the data collected, some of the testing results can verify or give credence to your thought that something wasn't completely pure. So manufacturers will often have these results for you if you ask for them, and they can supply you with that for their essential oils. So distillers can use this to make sure that they have a pure product or a clean product. The same with purchasers. So they can be very helpful. Okay, and then the other part of essential oil purity is that an essential oil is going to have different aspects affect their purity. So what can impact purity quality? So the plant, so the quality of essential oil can be impacted by the use of pesticides, chemicals, altitude, soil conditions, rainfall, area pollutants, other kinds of plants in the same growing area. Processing. Because of the growing popularity of essential oils, there are many products on the market that may not be suitable for clinical use. So you can find these everywhere, from the health food stores, discount stores, internet. These products may include pure essential oils, but sometimes they're adulterated or diluted. It may be difficult to detect or identify adulterations, especially if it's being adulterated with a similar oil or one that has a similar smell or a different variety. You can also impact quality with considerations such as packaging. So chemical degradation can occur with exposure to heat, light, oxygen. So you want to make sure that your essential oils are stored in the proper containers that are dark, away from the heat, away from the light. Essential oils from citrus plants are especially prone to oxidization, and those can alter the chemistry of those essential oils. So make sure that you store your essential oils in dark glass containers and writing the date on the bottle after you open it so you can keep track. Most essential oils can be safely used for 1 to 2 years, or some can be used for much longer. So research your individual oil to find out how long it can last. How do you find essential oils of quality? Well, that's a hard one. First of all, don't believe the hype. If a company is spending a lot of time telling you how pure and wonderful and therapeutic and that their stuff is graded and that stuff's graded, but they won't give you the research and they won't give you the information and they won't give you the results of their testing, I would be, I'd take a few minutes and think about it. Essential oils are very hot right now. They bring in a lot of money. If your essential oil costs way, way, way more than all the other ones on the market, or way, way, way less, there's probably a reason for that. More does not necessarily mean it's purer, and there are some public testing that's been done that proves this. Make sure that when you buy an essential oil, the Latin name of the plant matches what you want. So there's more than one species of lavender, and they're all a little different. So you want to make sure that you're buying what you want. Is the name of the country in which the plants were grown provided? That's really important. Some countries have really strict regulations when it comes to essential oils, and they have trade organizations that protect it. Others don't. Do they have a statement of purity? You should be informed if it's not a 100% essential oil. So are they putting their ingredients on the bottle? Are they telling you what's in it? Does the essential oil smell the way you think it should smell? And do they provide you information about how the plants are grown? Are they organic or not organic? Just really take a look at what information they're providing. That can be really helpful in determining if an essential oil is one that you want to buy. One other thing that I want to speak to briefly is that essential oils are a massive, multi-billion-dollar industry. Essential oils are processed and grown in countries all over the world. You can find major essential oil wholesalers and sellers in countries on every continent. Essential oils are sold on the commodities market. So you have to be really practical. Essential oils are often sold in big drums. Essential oils they don't come out of the plant in little bottles. It's just a huge industry. So you can do things like research the essential oils commodities market. You can find out how much 500 pounds of lavender oil goes for. You can find out what kind of testing is done in the commodities market. The commodities market also grades things, just like they do for coffee, tea, and other kinds of things that go through the market. And all of those grades have different prices. There are some manufacturers who grow some of their plants for some of their essential oil. There's some manufacturers who say they do that and they don't. There's lots of manufacturers that will give you the country of origin, the Latin name, the growing process, if it's certified through them or not, etc., etc. The more information you have, the better. So you may say, How could not knowing about purity or product quality ruin my reputation or cripple my business? Well, let me tell you. If people ask you and you don't know, or you just give them a company's line, if you just give them a sales pitch about purchasing a certain essential oil, you're going to turn people off. Do you remember all the jokes that were made about a certain company in the 80s and the 90s that people would sell through? Multi-level marketing companies are not a good place to get your information on quality and purity. You should never trust the product for your only information on something's quality or purity. In the United States, when you purchase a car, if you want to know that it's safe, you'll check out Consumer Reports. You'll check out another third-party verification system that isn't owned by an auto industry group. You'll check out reviews. You'll check out all of these other resources. But for some reason, when it comes to essential oils, individuals just take the marketing hype as proven fact. So make sure you don't do that when it comes to your business and your practice, and when it comes to serving your clients. Okie dokie. Are you ready for the last of the 3 massive mistakes aromatherapists make that cripple their business and ruins their reputation? Woo! Using company information as fact. Do not use health or wellness information only from an essential oil manufacturer. The FDA is checking these companies out because of unsafe recommendations. This is not a witch hunt. This is not someone did something wrong. These are things that are being taught to people and being passed on and passed around. I have seen this for almost 20 years. I know, and I've heard the pitches, and I have been witness to these kinds of practices. You'll lose weight. You won't have arthritis anymore. Your kidneys will start functioning properly. Your baby will sleep. You won't have this problem or that problem anymore. Those are not appropriate ways of being. Those aren't appropriate business practices. That is disseminating information that has no reality. Yes, those things may work for some people, but in 1998, I was listening to someone pitch to me over and over again how if I put this certain essential oil in a deaf person's ear, they would be able to hear. Now, we hear other things like if you give your child this essential oil, they won't have ADD anymore. Or if you do this, you won't have that. Look, the reality is if that was true, first of all, the information would be everywhere. If you could spray one mist of a certain kind of essential oil and every child that ever had a behavioral issue was suddenly fine, it would be everywhere. If a child who is diagnosed with attention deficit disorder suddenly was fine, that information would be everywhere. Yes, do some essential oils used in the proper context calm someone down, make them feel better, work with them on emotional levels? Absolutely. Are some essential oils beneficial for relieving and easing pain? Absolutely. Are some essential oils proven to have beneficial uses in studies and research? Definitely. But the reality is you can't make promises. You can't pass on bad information in order to sell a product or convince someone that it is appropriate for them to be seeking your assistance. One of the most powerful statements that you can say, which will actually bolster your reputation and make you more trustworthy in the eyes of the people you're serving, is, "I don't know. Let me look that up. I've never heard of that. Wow, maybe we should look into this together." Those are kinds of statements that say, yes, I am not just taking a company's sales information and making it gospel when it comes to making you feel better. I know lots of individuals really like lots of different kinds of essential oils. Some of them almost have a fanatical following. What kind of essential oil you use is up to you. That isn't something that I've ever had an opinion about. But one thing I do have an opinion about is trying to expand a sales team with your clients. That's not appropriate behavior. I don't think that it's okay to be aggressive or to try to bring people into your sales team or make them part of your pyramid or your market or your income stream, whatever it's called, in the guise of offering them help and assistance. Essential oils have lots of really great beneficial uses, but if we continue down the path that we're going, we are going to ruin our reputations as a group as a whole and the reputations of essential oils. Because with these practices increasing, guess what else is increasing? Adverse reactions and serious complications and issues. The calls to the Poison Control Center have gone up. I have had people send me pictures of children who have burns on them from improper essential oil usage. I have had individuals tell me that they're drinking certain kinds of things that are known to not even necessarily be safe for topical use. So please, I beg you, make sure that the essential oil information that you're passing on comes from reliable sources and not from someone who is potentially paying you or you are paying them. So do your research, read your books, and get an education. Ask questions. Don't expect an essential oil company to give you the kind of information that you're looking for. One, that's not fair to them. That's not their job. Their job is to make you sell essential oils or to sell you an essential oil. The other is, if you want to be treated as a professional, you need to act as a professional and use professional guidelines and ethics to assist you in having the best practice that you can have. Wow, that was a mouthful. I hope that this was helpful. This is Demetria Clark, the director of Heart of Herbs Herbal School, where we offer herbal and aromatherapy education through distance learning, e-learning, and conferences. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, demetria@demetria.com, or you can visit us online at www.heartofherbs.com. Have a wonderful day.